Right.
All right. What about Jimmy Ward on Instagram said that he went to Kyle and told Kyle that he wanted to play free safety. And
Yeah.
that Kyle told him, so are you saying that you want to ride the bench? Well, Jimmy plays free safety. Tayshaun Gibson was the free safety after they moved Jimmy to the slot corner. This thing is really an interesting dynamic because I think most people watch that IG and think, man, the Niners don't like Jimmy Ward. And man, Jimmy Ward doesn't like the Niners and he's leaving in free agency. Okay. I think that's what most people think.
Yeah, no.
But let me tell you my read on it. Okay. And I looked up the numbers today. The Niners moved Jimmy Ward from free safety to slot corner. Okay. When they had the injury to Mosley. Ward, right now, the highest paid slot corner in the league makes $9.8 million. That is equal to the 16th highest paid safety in the league, which happens to be Jimmy Ward. Okay. The highest paid safety in the league is Derwin James. He's making $19.1 million. Do you think it's possible that the 49ers move Jimmy Ward from free safety to slot corner because they like him, yet they don't want to pay him $20 million? So they don't want to pay him a commensurate with the top safeties and have him paid, let's say, 16, 17, $18 million. They'd rather overpay him for being, make him the highest paid slot corner and maybe pay him 10 to $12 million.
Yeah.
And they're therefore keeping him on the team. It plays like they don't like Jimmy and that Shanahan played a super hard ball with Jimmy. But I really think this is their salary cap attempt to put Jimmy in a role and then justify paying him what they want to pay him, which is more like 10, $12 million in that range instead of 15 to 18, which is south of what the top safeties make. I actually look at this maneuvering as them kind of, trying to still afford Jimmy and trying to keep Jimmy, not get rid of Jimmy. What's your read on it?
Yeah, so I actually know this story quite well. Not some of the stuff Jimmy Ward shared on IG, some of the stuff he didn't. So I don't know what I can really say about this, but I do think 10 to 12 million dollars is a little bit rich compared to how the 49ers went to him. He mentioned on his IG it was an official offer. They went through his position coach, but it would I think it was probably somewhere. I have good reason to guess that it was close to 6.5 million. That would be my guess. Just based
Which
on
would be a pay cut.
Right. It would be a pay cut. But the point was, I do think that part of it was definitely the overall theme of having him come back and play nickel was some of it having to do with this contract, right? Even if he goes and balls out at nickel, you feel like you can still make a competitive offer to him this offseason because he might be viewed as the nickel entering free agency. But if he goes and balls out at safety, he immediately, his starting price starts what he's getting paid right now, which is about $12 million, right? And he's going to start right back there because this is his last shot at a payday. And I thought some of the stuff that went on with Jimmy Ward, not just Shanahan's comment I thought was a little bit badass, actually. Like the fact that he said that, like he's being as honest as possible. There is a business aspect to football that I think fans sometimes diminish its value, but a lot of these conversations are a part of it, and these things happen. And
Do you think Gibson, though, is better than Ward?
No, he's absolutely not. I
He's
just
not.
think that that's how the conversation happened because of exactly what you said. And I think going back, I thought some of the stuff with Jimmy Ward was a little extra this year. Like, he's the longest tenured player on this team. He's been such a good player for so long. He's been a leader. He's battled through so much. He's always put it on the line. Having him play kickoff coverage and stuff like that this season, I thought was a little bit unbecoming. of the 49ers. Like, you don't make Jimmy Ward, your longest tenured player, a guy who's been there, been through it all, one of your veteran team captains out there in kickoff coverage. So in a lot of ways, I respect Jimmy Ward for how he handled this. I know a lot of people are salty at him because of his honesty, but I actually thought, amidst all these feelings he might have had, and he shared some of them very bluntly on IG Live, the way he handled himself as a teammate, as a member of the 49ers, to the media, as a leader, I thought was all very classy. And he went and did his job at a high level this season, right? He started off, it was rough when he started off. The first 2 games at nickel were not good. The games after that, he was awesome. He was awesome against the run. I thought, other than Mike Hilton, I don't know if there's a better nickel. Taron Johnson in Buffalo. Those are the 3 guys who played the run.
He got exposed against Kansas City. He struggled against Kansas City.
First game, though, right? First game, new position. The way he adjusted, I think if they had played Kansas City in the Super Bowl, Jimmy Ward would have played a much, much, much better game, Larry, this time around. And I thought he played terrific through the second half of the season. I thought the second half of the season, him or Mooney Ward were probably the best player in their secondary because Hufanga fell off a little bit. He had some mistakes. He had some issues with his discipline. I thought Gibson played solid from snap 1 to snap end, but I thought there were a few times where Gibson's lack of just speed and athleticism hurt the 49ers in the back end. 30, 40-yard plays if Jimmy Ward's back there because he can run the guy down and takes a better angle. And it's a 70-yard touchdown with Trent Sherfield because Gibson can't run him down. And so
Gibson's got better ball skills, but Ward's a better player all the way around. Can we say that though,
Larry? This year, the ball was finding Ward a little bit, and he was, other than
the Gibson had more picks anyway, didn't he?
True,
sure.
No doubt. But
Gibson's Ward got 30 picks career,
right. But there were a lot of Larry, more often this year than I feel like in years past. There were just more errant throws, ball up in the air. Like a lot of Gibson's picks was ball up in the air and he's center field calling a fair catch on it. Yep. And those were Ward's picks this year too, where pressure comes and quarterback goes hot and he's just sitting there in zone and they throw it right to him, right? He had a bunch of picks. He had 4 picks just like that. I think the best example of all I'm saying with that is just that when the ball finds Ward, he's capable of catching it too. And this year the ball found him and look, Jimmy Ward can get picks as well.
Yeah, he was good this